Hi, I'd like to show you my collection of bucket bags. 5 of them are actually vintage pieces, and the other one is just a latest Mansour Gabriel dupe. Okay, so bucket bags have been around for a very long time. In fact, they have been producing handbags in the bucket style since the 1900s. Actually, the first, if you know the history of purses, the purses were actually, the first purses were worn by men. Yes, men. And the bucket bag actually was patterned after the reticule, which is like the first form of purse, and it would look like a satin pouch with a drawstring. So it would look like this. I can't quite describe it, so I have like a miniature. This is like a reticule. I would consider it a reticule. This is actually a Helzberg diamond jewelry pouch. So how you close it, you would have to pull both sides. So that's like a smaller version of a reticule. But the first reticules were actually like mesh and embroidered, made of different materials. So that's just how just to give you an idea of how the bucket bag came into existence. It was inspired by the first purses worn before, which is the reticule. Okay, so I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing it right. Reticule, I suppose it is. Okay, so I also have included some handbags here that have like the bucket style, but without the drawstring. Okay, so and I actually have 3 red, solid red purses. Okay, starting with this one, you've seen some of my reviews before. This is in the 1970s, is in the LJS collection, is a croc patent, leather, and this is the oldest in my collection. I mean, the oldest purchase in my collection. I've had this for 3 years. This is a suede, a beautiful suede bucket bag with gold hardware, and this is by Hitzman. It has, oh yeah, you can just close it like this. So the closure can vary. It could be on the sides, it could be twisted or knotted, or it could just be plainly pushed all the way in. Okay, so that's my first one, and then we go to the second one. I mean, the third one that I just showed you earlier, which is the Mansour Gabriel inspired bucket bag. So it's a drawstring. Okay, drawstring. And this one is a bucket style, although it doesn't have drawstring. It has a magnetic clasp closure, and you've also seen this before, and it just has a magnetic, yeah, see that. That is very secure though, the magnetic clasp closure. And I have a vintage coach here that you've seen also in my previous video. And yeah, because bucket style handbags are actually coming back, and because of the popularity, soaring popularity of Mansour Gabriel, so it made the bucket bag an it bag. They made the bucket bag an it bag. Okay, and this one you haven't seen it because I just purchased this. This is a 1970s LJS. It's the same brand as this one, the red one, and this has a very, very long straps, but I just love it. It's leather, and it's like anchor themed or marine themed thing. When I see combination of these stripes, it's like, oh, sailor. Okay, so, and this bag has strings on both sides, so you can cinch it. And yeah, I filled it up with things so it would stand up. This is very, very long though. I think I'm going to make a knot here because it's too long for me. And this is 1970s, and considering the age, this is pretty good. See, the bottom has barely any scratch at all, but it's just this one is just normal. You can fix that, but I really don't mind, because bucket bags are very, very functional, because they were actually created to have a special function and to hold things. And this one, last but not the least, is the Louis Vuitton Noe GM tricolor. And yes, Louis Vuitton made its first Noe bag in 1932 to hold 5 bottles of champagne. Yeah, and then they are slowly revived it, and then they made some monogram pattern, and then yeah, from there everybody's like Fendi and Prada and some other designers also have come up with they came up with their designer bucket bags also. So this one is, yeah, I just love this. So what they said is that you may want to hold on to the vintage bags that you have, because a classic style will always come back. So they will never actually age. So what you think is not in right now will eventually be the it bag in the future. So yeah, so I just love it. I just love bucket bags as well. And if you're gonna ask me what bag would I have in my collection, if I'm only allowed to just choose one bag in my entire collection, that would be this one. It would be the Louis Vuitton Epi. It has to be in the Epi leather. Although I miss both my Epi, my monogram Noe and Petit Noe, and the other GM. I used to own 2 of them, but I got rid of them because I didn't like the spots when it got wet. So I sold them. So, but I really enjoyed those bags. I might want to get them back again, purchase them again. Okay, so there you go. Bye.